Well, as you probably saw from community posts and Instagram and all that stuff, I got a new car. And if you've been around the channel long enough, you've probably seen that I had an older Volvo S60, and the car that I was replacing with was pretty similar to that car. And look at it, here we go, here's Casper, my 2013 Volvo S60 T6 R Design. Just figured this out today, or this morning. I got this car almost 4 months ago, exactly on Valentine's Day. And the funny thing about it is, I sold the old S60R the morning of the guy picked it up, and that same evening, I picked this car up. And I just thought it was funny. I just realized that. I can't believe it's already been 4 months and I've not showed you guys. I got a great deal for it and a really good warranty, actually. So I'm gonna break this video down in a few segments that I put on my phone. So we're gonna go through the spec and options of this car. What have I done to it so far? Any issues that I've had? Not really a lot. And then what I like about the car. And then we'll go into a review on it in another, well, I have a bunch of videos planned. So let's get started on the spec. This is a 2013 Volvo S60 T6 R Design in ice white with the black interior. I'm pretty sure every R Design got the black interior. The only option package I would say this car has is the blind spot package, which comes with the blind spot monitor and power folding mirrors. The T6 really only adds the 6-cylinder engine, all-wheel drive, and steering adaptive headlights, which I love. And then the R Design adds 18-inch alloy wheels, which this car has, a different front and rear bumper, blue interior trim, which is an R trait. My old S60R had that same stuff too. And then special seats for the R Design. But I've heard that the T5 seats are actually a little bit more comfortable, but I love these seats anyway. I actually put 110,000 miles on this car last week. Well, I hit 110. I bought the car with 103,000 miles. I honestly don't know where that 7,000 miles came from, and it kind of makes more sense because it's almost been 4 months. Next thing I want to talk about is stuff I've done to it. But first of all, look at the ass of this car. It just looks good. I guess that's something I love about the car. I love how it looks. It's compact, sporty looking, luxurious looking, and like the butt of this car is like my favorite view of it. And that's what people see, isn't it? You know? But I didn't do too much to it because it's only been 4 months, and 2 of those 4 months I've kind of been out of work. But I put tints on it. I did get the roof wrapped, which makes the car look totally different. I hate the fishbowl, and it really looks nice with the black roof. And then of course, just like every other car that I have, I put LEDs in it. And then I wouldn't even really call this a mod, but I put a Voom sticker on. Volvo Owners of Maryland, that's a shout out right there. And then I also did a resonator delete to it, which literally sounds just like it's stock. But in the future, I do have plans for the exhaust to make it louder, but not too loud. I want to talk about any issues that I've had with it. Honestly, I've had no real issues. The only time that the car has been into the Volvo dealership was to get the front badges reinstalled, because apparently it's a common issue for P3s for the badges to just peel off. Other than that, the only real issue that I guess I would have is on warm days, kind of like today, the backup camera doesn't want to work, doesn't want to do anything. I'll put it in reverse and then I'll get the blue screen of death, and then it'll flicker sometimes. Oh my god, that lawnmower is so loud. I'm sorry, but flicker sometimes. I have ADD, but it'll flicker sometimes. When it's cold out, it works perfectly fine, but once it starts getting warm, it just doesn't like it. I've personally not had this issue, but Volvo inline sixes are known to drink oil. Luckily, I check my oil at least once a week and I haven't noticed any less oil than the last time I got the oil changed. The next thing that I want to talk about is how I've liked it, because it's been 4 months and it just, time flew by, especially I've been home for like a month too. Honestly, there's nothing that I don't like about the car, but there are things that I wish it had. And there's some things that I can do, and I'll talk about those more in the review, but the things that I wrote down. The steering. Oh my god, it's fantastic. I don't know how to explain it. It just feels like your hands are tied to the front tires. Like you feel everything and nothing at the same time because it's electric and hydraulic. Another thing that I really like are those steering responsive headlights. They are so good at night, even just the low beams. And it's just cool watching them turn when you're, driving around. And the high beams are really good too. They're not LEDs or anything. The low beams are HIDs, but the high beams are halogens. They're still really good. They project out. Another thing I want to talk about is the power. This 3-liter inline-6 turbo, oh, it's a hoot. You'll also see that in the review. Haven't filmed it yet, but this car is so fun. It's so fun. It's wicked fast on back roads. And, it keeps up with a lot of sportier cars than this. And it's surprised people at red lights, well, green lights. It pisses people off. I've also been really impressed with the gas mileage, because my last tank last week was 486 miles. And that was like a little bit of highway, mostly country roads with some spirited driving, more just cruising. I was impressed. I never even saw 250 miles with my Accord. Crazy. Another thing that I like myself is city safety. So these cars come standard with an emergency braking or pre-collision braking system. Oh, let me turn this off. Foot off the brake. Oh my god. That's so funny. From under 40, Volvo says it should stop the car. And from over 40, it'll try to reduce the impact. And I've used it on purpose a few times with boxes. And then I also used it in real life because this old lady saw a pothole, slammed on the brakes. I was paying attention. The car was paying attention more than I was. And the car went beep, 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 and then it stopped. Fantastic. It's just brilliant for a 2013. Even the 2011s, 2012s have this. Another thing that I really like about this car is the all-wheel drive system and the torque vectoring. The old S60 I had didn't really do that. It was just like, a more reactive system. So front wheels would get some slip or you'd floor it, send power to the rear. This one, it's so much smarter because it sends power side to side on the rear axle, and you really feel it coming around a corner. And you really have to learn how to drive this car. This car does not drive like a 3 Series or a C-Class. It understeers if you don't know how to drive it. You have to keep your foot pegged on the throttle, and I'll talk about this later. You have to keep your foot pegged on the throttle to get it to, rotate, because, the car needs some throttle input for the torque vectoring to work. So it's really interesting, and I've been learning how to drive this car. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is Casper, and she'll be around for a while, longer than Shadow, my old car. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye peeps, and stay safe, by the way, because I'm going stir crazy. I sound crazy. Okay, bye-bye.